What's going on, guys? Ryan here. So I've had some questions on the subreddit about how to make the transition from Hooka to Smokey Hooka, and really how to get the fundamentals down, what to work on, what to do. So I thought it'd be worthwhile to throw up some lower level replays just to show you guys my thought process and how I go about doing an attack. Kind of give you guys a foundation to work from. So I asked some friends for some challenges. So go ahead and scout the first one. So the goal is to park your troops a reasonable distance away from the headquarters, kind of over here, and flare the headquarters directly. And from there, you basically protect your Zookas as much as possible and let the heavies absorb everything that they're shielding. So I will go ahead and do my first attack. So the goal here, I want to get rid of this flamethrower. I'll have to shock the shock blaster, mortar, rocket, and one crater shot can protect everything that's on the left. I'll go ahead and throw some heavies to kill those mines, deploy the rest of my troops. Flare over here. As you see, I can hold off on my smokes until right about there. I'm sure you can see, but my heavies are kind of taking some shots, and that's perfectly okay. You really don't need to protect the heavies much at all. It's all about keeping your Zookas alive. So when I get close, I'll throw down one more flare. Flare the headquarters, crater shock, 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 and then one med kit, just in case. As you can see, Zookas are pretty protected, and the base goes down easily. So a big thing that I see people mess up on early is putting their troops really close to the headquarters, and that'll keep your heavies and your Zookas mixed together, and anything that splash damage will hit your Zookas as well as your heavies, and will mess them up pretty badly. So I'll go for one more. So my general rule is probably 4 or 6 tiles-ish away from the headquarters, so your heavies and Zookas can separate. So for this base, I'll park over where the shock launcher is. The heavies will walk up in here and distract everything on the right side. I can shock the mortars, and the only thing shooting my Zookas will be the sniper and the cannon. And I'll probably shock this rocket as well. So I can go ahead and attack here. Another thing I see messed up on is the landing. So you really can be pretty GB efficient with the landing if you spread out your heavies and let them absorb some damage. As I said before, your heavies can take a lot of damage, so just let them go ahead and get shot. Your only goal is to protect your Zookas, so the heavies can do whatever the heck they want. So when they get up close, I'll throw some smokes, and one more smoke. Lost a couple Zookas there, but oh well. And when the smoke is ready to clear, I'll flare the headquarters, shock, 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 and one medkit. And this should be a pretty easy takedown. So as you can see, I'm losing a small handful of heavies every time, and that kind of comes with the territory. Hooka isn't really a thing you want to do if you're trying to conserve casualties as much as possible. It's really a fantastic unboosted strategy. So I'll go for my next base. Scout this guy. Alright, so I'll check out my splash damage defenses. Oh, your laser's gone, buddy. So I have a mortar here, rocket here, rocket here. In fact, I don't even need to clear a space. I can park my troops right over here. And I can shock the rocket and shock the mortar. And that'll pretty much take care of everything. And go ahead and attack. In all honesty, since this is a low ice base, I can clear these out so I don't even need to shock them. And that'll since I have so much gunboat energy to work with, I can just conserve casualties by shocking the boom cannons. So here's the landing I like to use. I like to spread my heavies out and then drop my Zookas right near on the beach. So the Zookas will group up and the heavies will spread out and eat up all the mines on the pathway. And that'll protect the Zookas from any mines. Throw my smokes. Smoke. Smoke. And one more. And as soon as the one more flare to group up. Flare, shock, shock. Maybe a critter box. Oh, geez, you have a new laser. I did not even notice that. So watch out for lasers, guys. Those can kind of creep up on you. So as you noticed on that one, my heavies and Zookas kind of spread out a bit because there was no anchor point near them. They tend to do that when you get in a certain spot. Kind of have to feel it out. So one thing I like to do is to flare the ground right before I flare the headquarters, and that'll bring all the troops really closer together. So let's scout out this guy. I think he has a shield here. Alright, so this is our first shield base that I'll walk you through. Depending on how much ice there is, you might be able to just ignore the shield. You might have to take out the shield manually and then smoke to the headquarters. On corner bases is really cool because you can just park your troops in the corner, flare some building over here, and your Zookas will have a nice little pocket. So I can show you guys this. So I'll clear out this corner here. See all these mines on the pathway, the heavies will just soak this right up. So a big problem I see in these corner bases is that people will put the troops in the corner and flare the headquarters, and all the Zookas get killed by splash damage. You really need to flare a building that's not the headquarters so that your troops can get separation to protect the Zookas. I'll show you that in just a moment. And one more. And one more flare. You might see here the troops spread out a lot. Flare the ground, flare the machine guns, shock here, and critter box. See, the heavies will start to spread out. The Zookas will get a nice little pocket to start taking out the shield. And there we go. So let me know if you guys have any questions about this kind of thing. There's not a whole lot of stuff I'm talking about. I just try to give you an idea of what I'm doing. I think we have a couple more for you. So here's one more without a shield, so I can park over here. And splash damage defenses, these guys. Alright, so I'll smoke up the wall again. I might be able to clear a bigger pocket. Alright, let's deploy our troops. We'll need one shock here, and one critter shock somewhere. Smoke and smoke. As you can see, the troops do kind of fit under the smokes. If you notice you're having the smokes running out before the Zookas can get through it, I would wait before smoking your heavies if you smoke ahead of your heavies, it might run out before the Zookas get there on longer walks. So, as I said before, let your heavies take some damage, and that'll give your Zookas time to catch up. A couple more. Alright. So over here, I'll again park on the left. I don't like to park right in the middle like this, because there's so many single shot defenses that'll pick off your Zookas, and that'll ultimately just slow you down and cost you a lot more casualties. I tend to park on one side or the other, so that there's really not much of anything shooting your Zookas. So over here, I can GBE this mortar, one shotgun these guys, and that's all that I need. So it's kind of a good example of hot landing. Alright. GBE that guy. There are a bunch of mines here that I'll have to watch out for. So I'll spread out my heavies, group up, just let them group for a moment, and then I'll flare. Throw some smokes. Smoke and smoke. And I made it with no Zooka casualties. Alright. And I'll flare the ground to group them up again, and then flare the headquarters. One shock. And then the rest is just to preserve casualties. And easy takedown there. I said this is all 0 ice. Only one shield, so this is all really easy stuff. This is more just conceptual how to approach a base. And we have one more. Let's see what this is like. Alright, so for something like this, I actually might just go up in the middle, because I can shock here and here. And the only things that'll be targeting my Zookas are the snipers and the boom cannon. And yeah, let's just do that. I always feel silly when I barrage something that's under construction, but you know, gotta do it sometimes. Spread these out, group up my Zookas. Flare here. Smoke, smoke. Come on, Zookas, get under there. Alright. You don't want to get them too close to the headquarters or they'll stay squished together. Flare, shock, shock. And maybe a shock on this stuff. Zooka. It's pretty cool. So I'll show you guys, I guess, one actual PvP. I have no idea how this will go, but I wanted to show it to you just for kicks. Let me see here. Alright, we have 3 ice, shield in the corner. My plan is to smoke troops under this rocket, maybe flare the mortar, and have my heavies protect from all this stuff. And then I'll let my troops go. The Zookas will eventually take out the shield, and then kind of work their way down to the headquarters eventually. So let's see how it goes. Alright, drop my heavies. Heavy, heavy. Now, on a long walk like this, I'll probably flare here. And smoke, smoke. Don't die, Zookas. Oh, crap. That didn't go as well as I hoped. Smoke, smoke, and one more. Come on, Zookas, stay with me. Alright, I'll throw a med kit. I don't want to get them too close to this mortar. Bad things will happen. Let's see how it goes. Alright, spread out, heavies. Spread out, heavies. Spread out, heavies. Come on. That might have been a bad idea to flare. Yeah, that's definitely a bad idea. Come on, come on. The shock launcher will hit the... Oh, there we go. Alright, well, this has been a kind of an intro to Smokey Hooka. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and I'll answer them in the comments below. And good luck with your practices.